So my story dates back to early in my career as a senior IT recruiter back in the Australian market. My client was a global CIO for a global multinational, multi-billion-dollar multinational. And you probably need to picture a guy that's 6'6", type A personality, very commanding, very controlling, quite dominating, and frankly quite scary to everybody he dealt with. And so he'd been a client of mine for a while, and I'd managed to place a number of people into his team with success, but literally kind of placed them in on a very tactical basis in terms of delivering resumes, and he'd hire. Until we came to a situation where he'd hired one of my candidates and then very quickly dismissed them without due process, without fairness, and it was very quick to come to an end. So at this point, I really had a decision to make, and that is, do I let him get away with just running the way he wanted to run, or do I hold him to account, give him feedback and support him to what is the right outcomes and the right things to do? So we had a meeting after this episode and came together, and I came into the room with a very clear mind that I was going to make sure that I let him know and gave him feedback around this, whether he wanted to hear that or not, which I did. He wasn't overly open to that. It was a reasonably, heated meeting. However, I kept very calm and very much on point around the fact that he really needed to hold himself to account around the process. We need to run this whole fair, and due process with the candidate to make sure that everybody, not only himself, his company, myself, my company, and for the candidate, to make sure that everything was done very professionally. Anyway, the meeting ended. I walked out. I felt like I'd really stuck to my guns. I'd been brave and I'd been truly authentic, and felt I'd really added some value to him in terms of giving him what I'd regard as sound advice that was going to be of help to everybody. Interestingly, he called me back in 24 hours, called me back in for another meeting, and he opened the meeting with an apology, basically acknowledging and understanding what I had run him through in the previous meeting, and completely understood where I was coming from, and really felt quite pleased and very thankful for the fact that I managed to steer him and would support him through appropriate process to finish out the whole hiring campaign, and equally for himself, realising that he actually really needs to be more considerate around how he was frankly running recruitment processes and possibly managing his people. Playing it forward on that relationship, I've been in that relationship has endured 20 years of my career, so it was quite early on, and he's gone on to be obviously a very senior guy in many multinationals in that time, and we have an enduring, effectively trusted partner relationship. He will call, we interact, and he is very clear about the fact that he relies on and very much encourages my advice on things around this, and it all stems back to essentially being very clear around what you want to be known for, what you want to be famous for your stakeholders.